in the world right now, you know. Say word. OnlyFans, real estate, talking in fashion, let them know what's happening. Say word. On and off the court, in the field with the sports, let them know what's up. Say word. The conversation is active, from movies to action, it's the main attraction.
Another episode of the world's fastest, largest growing podcast. We're in Houston, Texas right now. I got on the show one of the cultural barrier breakers in basketball history. Straight out of high school, one of the originals, Mr. Darius Miles, East St. Louis on the check-in. What's good, my guy?
What's up with you, bro? I'm just this microphone up right quick so y'all probably can get me going a little bit better. Y'all can hear me good on that?
Yeah. Straight up. Let me know when you good, my guy.
Yeah, you know, usually the old lady be handling all this stuff, man. You know, I'm in my 80s, baby. I ain't even into all that.
I mean, I'm sure you saw it a few times. I'm sure you saw her handle it a few times where you can say, okay, that's how that goes.
Yeah, well, it took me so long I had to figure it out. Usually I had the kids of the old lady hooking me up.
That's a fact. I'm gonna do something different. I watch y'all show like every time y'all come out. So I'm gonna start the show off with this question. Who was the first person to bust your ass in the NBA?
Chris Webber, man. Chris Webber. I ran into Chris Webber, Sacramento King Chris Webber. And man, he was, you know, I'm athletic. I'm trying to time his shot. And it wasn't like he was killing me with moves. He was hitting me with the free throw line jumper. And he was jump hooking my ass to death. Like, I'm talking about like just jump hook over the left shoulder. Jump hook. He had about 36 and 12. Like I remember I felt kind of defeated after that because I ain't really ran into nobody that I can't outsmart or something or give a little bit of problem or, you know, disrupt him a little bit, man. And I ran into him, you know, I was playing power forward, but I was a $195 soaking wet when I first got in the league. And yeah, he was just bump me, knock me off my rhythm, jump hook, about 36 and 12.
Say word.
D, let me ask you a question. You know, being coming straight out of school, you know, getting drafted and not going to college, how difficult was that transition?
It was an easy transition for me because I was playing in pro-ams when I was 14 years old. Only time I played with kids or guys my age is when I played high school ball. But outside of that, I was playing with college guys, grown men, playing against Anthony Bonner, Larry Hughes, like Jihadi White, like all them guys. They was in the pro-ams and stuff. So I was already playing on the level, and it was the difference. When I'm playing high school, I'm playing center. When I was playing AAU ball, I was playing like point guard and the three. When I got to the league, I was playing the 3 and the 4. So it was it really wasn't a crazy adjustment. It's just that it was just better players overall. That's it, for real.
I wanna go back for a minute. Let's talk about East St. Louis. You always talk about it, always rep where you from. Let's talk about the culture. Who put the ball in your hand? Let's go back to that time.
Yeah, I'm from East St. Louis. A lot of people don't know East St. Louis is Illinois and St. Louis is Missouri. It's a Mississippi River in between the bridge, and you cross over the bridge, you over in Illinois. You cross over the bridge, you over in Missouri. But we like that close to each other. And we put the ball in my hand. My mom was a softball player. She used to play for the Lady Cardinals back in the day. And I used to watch my cousins and all the guys coming up. I had a legendary coach. He was the first coach to win 3 state titles in Illinois. His name is Benny Lewis. He coached Alfonso Ellis and Conzo Martin. And back in the 80s, they ran off 3 of them in a row. You know what I'm saying? It's a small southern school of Illinois. You know, the big schools was like Chicago. That was like the big cities in Illinois. So we down south Illinois, and we ran off 3 in a row. And that was like, I want to say 87, 88, 89. And my mom drove school buses. So she used to always drive the school bus to these Lincoln games, these Lincoln Tiger games. And them was like the inspiration to me. Like I was watching them guys coming up, They had a pedigree they call Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and it was just a different thing. So when I was younger, I always wanted to play for Coach Benny Lewis and play in that program and be one of them. And it had many guys come after that. Like I say, she used to drive the school bus for the team, so she used to always get the field trips. And I used to get on the bus, little D Miles, and I used to sit right behind her on the bus with the up there with the coaches and stuff. And just seeing the players come over the years, it just when it was my turn, it was just on. He actually probably was supposed to retire right before I came, and I was
Wow.
like the last of a dying breed with him.
So so do you regret coming straight out of school, or do you wish that you spent some time in college?
Only time I wish it is when I hear the guys talk about them college stories and them, you know what I'm saying, like the dorm rooms and all they history in college. But no, I came in like at the perfect time. Like I've been knowing Q since I was like 14, 15 years old. I've been knowing Maggette, Keon, like these was all the guys that was in the AAU circuit when I was playing underage, playing on their level. I was playing 17U when I was 15, like 14, 15. So I was always playing against these guys. So getting on a team where we had 5, 6 guys that was 18, 19, and 20 years old, like none of us was 21 years old. It was just like it it was at home. I didn't get drafted to a veteran team. So
Yeah.
it probably would have been a different experience if I would have went straight in and played on a veteran team. But me playing with a bunch of young guys that was just hungry and trying to prove ourselves, it's like I fit right in because we was still like little kids, playful. Like I remember media day, our first day, me and Q came in media day. We had super soakers, like we had super soakers with us, and our veterans was Shine Rooks and Derek Strong, and they was real mean and stuff. Like, man, you ain't gonna spray us with the super soaker. We spraying them with the super soaker and shit. So gave still like we had like a college team that really was playing in the NBA, so it kind of
Yeah.
it kind of fit in perfectly.
And it helped. It didn't hurt being in California, LA, neither.
No, it definitely didn't. It didn't hurt, man. But we didn't have the same luxuries as it. Like we was working out at a junior college. We was working out at
Okay.
Southwest College, like
Wow.
right there in Inglewood. No, I don't think it's Inglewood. I think it was South Central. So we was working out at the college, and we didn't have all the perks and whistles that everybody else. You got to remember, this is the worst team in the NBA before we got there. You know what I'm saying? They won 17 games out of 82 before we got there. And the year we
Yeah.
came and we played that year, we won 31 games out of 82. Like, so for us to be really a college team, because all the guys that's playing, we can't even buy liquor. You know what I'm saying? We can't go to no club, we can't buy liquor. But for us to win that many games coming off a team that had pros that's been in the league and they only won 17 games, like that was a big accomplishment for us, you know?
Let me say this about the Clippers team though. Even though you guys didn't have the winning, you guys were probably the dopest squad on TV. And you guys inspired like all of us. The impact that you had on like all of us young African American men. Y'all had the jerseys on backwards. The
Yeah.
jerseys was dope. Y'all was throwing alleys up in the air backwards, 360 between the legs.
What you mean? They had everybody in the
Yo.
country going like
They had-
this.
yo, so like with all that being said, just being recognized by the culture, how does that make you guys feel, man?
Man, it was a blessing. Like my jersey was like top 10. I wasn't
That's
an
a fact.
all-star. I wasn't none of that. Like you seeing my jersey on all the videos. Like just seeing how everybody just really rocked with us was like the style of play that we played. We was an up and down team. Man, it was really a blessing. Like started going to these all-star games where we was playing in the rookie games and all that stuff. You wasn't never seeing nobody with no Clipper jerseys on. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And for us to come in and we got brand new jerseys, guys wearing Clipper jerseys, we seeing it all on TV. Guys appreciating the style and how hard we play and how we wasn't scared of nobody coming in. It was big. Like I said, the biggest thing, like them 2 years, we was building for something. Like we won 31 our first year, and like I say, they won 17 the year before. Our second year, we won 39 games. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So like we was 2 games out the playoffs. That was the last year that Malone and Stockton won made the playoffs. So like we was building to something good, but and one of the guys who drafted us, he's the general manager for the Orlando Magic. He was like, man, do y'all really know that, man? We had enough money to pay 2 max players with y'all. Like we could have paid Shaq and Kobe and put on that team, or put 2 max players on that team, but they weren't paying guys like that. So all of us was really on rookies or veteran minimum deals. You know what I'm saying?
They was saving money with you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Yo, lottery pick 2000, year 2000, number 3. Tell us the feeling sitting there. You knew you was gonna be like top 5. You ain't work out for no teams. We see all the interviews.
Yeah. I worked out for a few. I worked out for a few.
Word?
When who I fell in love with Houston, and they
Ooh, that's where we
style
at.
of
That's where we
play.
at right
Like,
now.
I was watching Franchise them the year before, and then when I got down there, I met Rudy and Luke them, and it was just like, man, Houston was just like it for me. But they had like the 7th pick, and we was headhunters. Like I wanted to work out more because I wanted to prove, I'm the guy that's the high school guy. I wanted to prove to the college guys that I'm just as good or even better than them. So I was looking for guys to work out, but I didn't get a bunch of workouts. I had probably about 4, maybe 5 workouts. But Houston is where I really wanted to go because I felt like their style of play was our play. And I didn't even work out for the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? So when I came in, it was just trying to just play hard. I worked out against Q for the number 1 team. It was New Jersey Nets. We went so hard at each other. We walked in the gym together, and then when they watched us worked out, we went so hard at each other. He was like, man, y'all cool? Like, man, shit, we finna grab our bag, go back to the crib and get something to eat. But that was just the pedigree and the mindset that both of us have, even though we homeboys and so forth on, we finna go hard. We gonna make you work and go at it. And it just followed over into the league.
That's the difference between today's generation and when we played the game. I can remember Pat Riley making a statement one time to me where in my rookie year, where he said, the way you respect the player is by not respecting them at all. And I was like, oh, F him, coach? Like, forget him for real? Like, and so even saying that, it was like, I want your jersey after the game. We can go to dinner after the game, but while we playing, if I rip your head off, if we get into a team fight, like I'm rocking with this team right here, but this generation, that's the difference. The pedigrees ain't the same.
Yeah, no, the pedigrees definitely ain't the same. That's why I love Russell Westbrook. Like that's why he will always be one of my favorites because man, between them lines, he a different animal. We get off these lines, we can go and get a glass of wine, go and get something to eat, whatever. But when we out here, we in front of these people, like, I'm finna go hard. I don't want you to embarrass. I want my guys in the hood to be like, oh, you was busting my ass or killing me. And I can't, like I say, when I was coming up, I came up under that pedigree of guys who was winning, and these guys was better than me. So I had to be better than them. So I'm going against guys that I love and I care about. But for me to be the best to come where we came from, I had to go at they net. So somebody that I don't really know, or somebody that's on the other team, or somebody who got commercials, shit, it's just go with the territory.
D, let me ask you this. Year 2000, 2001, you and Q, y'all chilling. If it's Instagram back then, what happens?
Oh, we wouldn't be here today. Man, we wouldn't be here today.
What happens? Is it crazy? Is it crazy?
There's too many cameras and microphones everywhere. Like we wouldn't have made it. Like hopefully we would have adjusted, but man, it'd have got ugly. Like cause we was everywhere. That's why the people of LA like took to us and love it. You can catch us in the mall, Fox Hill Mall. You can catch us at the high school basketball games. You can catch us like everywhere. And then like Q had both of us got Escalades. He had a white one, I had a black one, and I put them gold D's on them. He had them
Talk that
chrome
talk.
D's. So like everybody in the city knew who we was. They were like, man, there go that country boy riding around LA with the gold D's on this shit. So
Yeah.
like the people knew us. You know what I'm saying? They gravitated to us. But man, if we had Instagram and stuff like how it is now, it's a lot of pressure on these kids to do. The good thing about it is like, man, you get to show what they really be putting in work. It's kind of hit or miss because you know you can put a highlight tape together and think that kid is that dude and he really not that dude. But you know, you really do be seeing the real ones. You know what I'm saying, when they putting them up. And you know, you don't gotta go to games. I throw high school games every year. I get teams from different states, about 5 to 10 different states, and I throw like a high school classic. And these kids from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can build a tape on them and you can see if they nice, but people not coming to see kids like how they used to come see kids. Like, you know,
Nah.
word of mouth back in our day, you had to read about them in black and white, or you had to happen to play them or get a chance to see them, or you had to get up and go and see them. But these days you can kind of on your phone check this kid out on a regular basis and watch all their games from your phone.
But you know what? That's the difference also is today is there's no one really making no real noise. Everyone is almost the same. Whereas when we were growing up in high school, kids were standing out. You'll have a kid averaging 40, averaging 50, averaging 30, and everyone in town and even other towns is like, yo, we going to the basketball game to see this new to see this new star. And so now when you watch the game today, I don't really, there's no one in high school that would excite me like that to say, man, I gotta go see them play.
And nobody's really stick out because all of them play the same way. It's not no positions no more. When we came out,
averaging
it
more
was a
points,
point
though.
guard, it was a two guard, it was the three, it was the four, you know, it was the center. And you played a certain way. Guys played on the box, guys played on the wing, guys played at the top of the key.
Yeah.
These days, like, man, 1 through 5 kind of play the same exact way. Like, you got 7'3" guys out there, step back three in Wemby. You know what I'm saying? Look what Embiid do. He'll post up one time and he giving folks 60 from
Yeah.
doing moves looking like KD, and you know, all the way down to the point guard. You know, back in our day, we really didn't have a crazy amount of scoring point guards. You know what I'm saying? Some guys could score, but a lot of guys were facilitating and getting
Yeah.
guys involved and running the team differently. But these days, you know, don't nobody really stand out because everybody is doing the same thing. Like, you got guys. I played on the coach where, man, I ain't see you do that shit in practice, you can't get in the game.
Fact. Fact. I've heard that statement before.
Like, I won the 3-point shooter. You never caught me shooting threes. You know what I'm saying? I was more of an attacker, slasher, post up guy. Like, I stick to what I know. That's why my percentages were so good. I'm shooting over 50% from the field because I'm doing what I know best. You know what I'm saying? Doing what works for me. But these guys, man, some of the shit they don't even work on, but they still just see other guys and they try to do it.
You played on Cleveland and Portland. What city was like the city you enjoyed playing with the most?
Playing with
Besides the Clippers.
I love playing with Zebo because that was a guy from my class.
Real
And I
dog.
always love Zebo. That's like a brother to me. To get the opportunity to be on the same team as him was just like special to me. You know what I'm saying? Then not only with Zebo being on the team, you had Rashid on that team when I first got there. You got David Stoudemire, you got Derek Anderson, guys that I just watched their whole career. Cleveland, man, Dwayne Wagner was my guy. Like, I wish he would have had the opportunity to really show what he can really do. Like, this is a guy that didn't play that much, but he instantly came in and averaged like 23, 24 points right away. Like, scoring machine. That was a young team. I wish I could have played with LeBron more.
I was gonna ask you that.
That'd have been
that.
dope. I think they didn't really know what to do. That's why they kind of just went AWOL. Like, yeah, they know they want LeBron and, you know, they want to build around LeBron, but like the rest of us, I think they didn't really know what to do to make it work. Because like when LeBron came, I felt LeBron should have been the point guard because he was so nice. He seen the floor and the way he played was just so smooth that they put me at point guard. And I struggled I struggled at point guard because I worked out, I worked on my game all that summer to come back to be better than what I was the previous year. And then when I got there, it was like, yeah, D-Mile, you at the 1, Ricky Davis at the 2, Brian at the 3, Booz at the 4, Zadrunas at the 5. I'm like, hold up. like I got it, because like I push. I'm fast to be 6'9". I'm pushing, I'm running, and the way the offense was run, we was running that Utah Jazz offense where the big men be on the edge of the free throw line, and then you gotta wait till everybody get in their position, throw it to the wing, cut off the big man, then come across and screen. I think we won if we had a more like a Don Nelson type style, I think we would have been better, and probably would have stayed there and it would have worked out a little bit better.
Who was y'all coach? Was it Paul Silas was there?
Paul Silas, our coach, real one though. He was real one. I didn't believe in the philosophy of what we was running because I feel like our team wasn't built for that type of offense. But you talking about as a man, as a person, he a real one. I rocks with him.
Let me ask you this. Like, I want to go there real fast. Why do you think the media trying to make it like that team didn't really get along with LeBron?
I don't know. Like, cause it wasn't we didn't have no fights, we didn't get, it wasn't nowhere near, like it wasn't even a push or a shove, like during training camp, none of that. I don't know what it is. I guess cause we was a little bit more hooder, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more.
And they wanted to fix the image probably around them.
Yeah, we kind of carried ourselves a different way, but like, really wasn't our fault because we was just as young. Like one thing I respect about LeBron, I was 3 years in, but he was way more mature than me. Like in life and just what was going on. Him coming out of high school being 18, I was 20, 21 then. He was way more mature than me. Like way, way more. But I don't know. I felt it could have worked, but I felt that they were scared to taint what he had going on. But you couldn't taint LeBron. Like LeBron used to be in there in the weight room. I'm just walking into practice. He already in the weight room with a full sweat going. You know what I'm saying? He was mindful. Like I said, he was way more mature than me, and I was 3 years in.
You know, D, what do you regret about your career, if there are any regrets?
I regret not playing with an organization that the ultimate goal was to win. Like when I got drafted to the Clippers, it wasn't no expectation on them. They won 17 games, they didn't win none. When I got traded to Cleveland, it wasn't no expectations on them because they trying to get LeBron. They won 17 games before I got there. You know what I'm saying? Then when I got drafted to Portland, they made the playoffs like 15 years in a row, and all of a sudden they want to blow the whole team up and start all the way over. So every team that I got to, it wasn't like a team that was like, we putting the players and putting the pieces in to make a run in the playoffs or to do something in the playoffs. And that's the only thing I kind of regret that I never got the chance to, because the playoffs is where you show your
where you make your money. That's a fact.
You can even extend your name. Or
facts.
You know what I'm saying, you can make other teams look like, man, you're a solid player that when the lights is bright, you down to play and you're a solid player to play. And I just never got the chance to kind of prove that because I wasn't on every team that I was with was really starting from the bottom and trying to blow it up and trying to start over.
Yeah, that sucks is because I can be an advocate for that also is being home at the end of April when everybody else's season is starting up. Your vacation is in April and ain't in June.
Every year I was at home April 16th, April 17th, whenever it goes. I was in the gym working out right after Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah,
there was
consistently.
no need for me to sit here and just wait. I'm working out while the playoffs going on. That's how early I'm done. So that was every year. Like I hate that I get a chance to just show my talent. But the biggest thing was just, man, trying to get respect from my peers to show that I'm solid enough to be on this level and play.
I want to talk some NBA stuff real fast. What's going on in the NBA? What you think about the 65-game rule?
I think they probably have to take 10 more games off of that.
Yeah.
I think it probably should be like 55. As much as we want them to be who it was, the guys who playing the 82 games and all that stuff, you don't really have muscle-bound guys like how you used to have, like full, like equipped guys. Like the guys back in the 90s, they look like they can play football and basketball. These guys these days are real slender, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff is just them knick-knack injuries, they not strong enough to withhold them. But I think it should be 55. I think it man, I hate to see what Embiid went through because it's like, man, you really are the MVP up to this point, man. You averaging like 35 points a game. Like you want to finish your season off on the right note, and that's taken away from guys who supposed to make all NBA and
It's crazy.
Yeah.
fucking up people Hall of Fame status because they didn't play. They might have played 64 games, and you ain't give them no type of award
And bonuses.
And money.
Yeah, like you fucking up their gold jacket. You know,
Facts.
like by doing that, and they need to take in consideration of that. Like guys who come on, like you gonna put a guy like Embiid, and you put somebody else in front of him for that, because you got to fill the spot in. So now you finna field a lesser player in a spot where a superstar player is supposed to be, and he only played 64 games. That's just like that's kind of pushing it. So I think they should take about 10 more games off of it just to be safe. Play more than 55 games, and I think that'll be cool for them.
Do you feel like I want your honest opinion, man? We don't say we're a podcast. We got D Miles on the check-in, and I got Mike James here too. Tell me your positive thought about the game right now, and what you don't like about the game right now.
My positive thought is, man, the scoring ability, the shots they take. A lot of shots that you see these kids take, like I wouldn't defend that shot. I would let them take that shot, but these kids work on it so good and so like they work on it where that's their shot. It's a shot that's going. Like Steph Curry, like he's shooting from the logo. Dame Lillard shooting from the logo. You got to play him at half court. You got to pick him up right away. The thing I don't like is how they just X'd out defense. Like they just completely X'd it out. Like defenders can't. Where's the plus for the defenders? Where's the rule that caters to the defender or so forth? All these rules is this. I was watching a game like a couple of weeks ago, man, and it was just like 70 to 80, and it was halftime.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, like when you can get 4 guys in a game scoring 30 points or 20 points, like that's crazy to me. Like back in the day, 1 or 2 guys can get off like that. If that, you know what I'm saying? You get a guy that scored 40 points, you ain't having no other guy really scoring 30 or 40 points with him. Now you can get 2 guys scoring 40 points in one game, and that's kind of odd to me. And it tells you that there's no defense being played. I want defense is part of the competitive edge. Like I want to bust your ass, but I want to stop you from busting my ass. You know what I'm saying? But if we both out there getting what we want, like who's to brag? Who get the bragging rights? like you scored 40 and I scored 38.
Yeah,
we both ain't out here playing defense. Like who get the bragging rights? You know,
I think somebody gonna get 100. I think somebody gonna score 100 this season.
nah, not this.
I'm telling you.
Not this
How
season.
much you bet? I bet your pants sneakers.
like you know
Bet.
how many
Bet.
years, you know how many years it was for guys, how hard it was for guys to score 60.
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
70
That's
points.
nothing now.
When you got 5, 6 different guys in one season scoring at least 60 points or 50 points. That's unheard of in the NBA season back when you was playing D the right way. But now they don't have a 7-footer under there every
Exactly.
When I got to the league, Mutombo was still there. Ewing was still there. Like Lonzo was still in there. Shaq was still in there.
Sinners was still there.
Every time you bump into Shaq, it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, once you get past your man, they right there waiting on you. Today, it's like they got a free lane to the basket. So, you know, I love basketball, so I'm not dissing the game, but man, I just wish defense was a little bit more in it than it is.
No, you know what? I think these coaches, the game has changed so much. They want to make it so compatible for these European players also, and they don't teach shell defense. I remember when I was in the game, we would spend 30 minutes just on shell defense. We're doing 5-on, we're doing shell, 4-on-5, 3-on-5, whatever the case is. But we're going to make sure that you're going to know the rotations defensively. When you're in the game, subconsciously, you're going to rotate. When somebody's beat, you're going to know exactly where you're supposed to be. You don't see those rotations no more.
Exactly when you double team, you know, and exactly when you turn off the double team and they pass, you know who exactly to run to because everybody then rotated all the way over. Where they have to swing it all the way around. One of the things that irked me too, because I was a right to left crossover guy. The way they don't call no carries and nothing like that, I'm like, oh. They used to call carry and everything.
Yes.
I was like, I'm a right to left guy. I used to right to left the shit out of somebody. Man, these boys be out there carrying the shit out that motherfucking ball, boy.
That's
like,
a fact.
Man, like they just letting it go.
They was adamant about the rules for about 3 or 4 years, turning the ball over, and then all of a sudden they just said, "Man, let that go."
The way they got, I thought they used to say we used to travel but the way I see the travel and the carry out there, it's like, boy, that's crazy. It damn near feel like street ball.
No, seriously, they letting them get it, and I guess that's the reason why the scoring is so high as well now, because the referees. I don't know what's going on with the refs this season neither, man. What's happening? I hope they ain't gonna have no more gambling scandals coming up, man. But they acting like, man, they got some money on the game.
And they just the rules now. They adjusting to the rules. Certain stuff is not highlighted how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just different now. Everybody switching everything. Like nobody fighting over the screen. It's like crazy. Like, you know, I was pulling my hair out. What game was it? It was the Memphis game last year in the playoffs. And they switched on LeBron and they jumped up on LeBron. LeBron took it from the logo all the way to the hole 2 times in a row. And it was like, man, like, what are you doing on defense? What is getting taught on defense?
No adjustments.
Playing like that. Like I would have, like, not saying LeBron can't shoot because he's a way better shooter right now at 39 than he was earlier.
Yeah.
But you gotta take a jumper with me. You're not going to the hole and laying this joint up. Like that's the last thing you're gonna do. You gotta take a jumper, a contested jumper to me. And just seeing some of the philosophies at the end of the game of these guys, it's like, man, like, and especially at the end of the game when guys they switching so much and the guy can get you can get an ISO. You mean to tell me I don't even got to set a hard screen and somebody switch? I can get the big man to switch on me?
Yes.
You know how hard it was to get somebody
That basketball
to
talk.
Man.
The basketball talk.
Hey, I'm getting trapped.
Basketball talk.
I'm getting trapped coming off a pick and roll. I gotta get that ball off my hands.
Like that, I be losing her. I don't even got no her. I be losing her. I'm dead like, man, like who told y'all to do that? But you know, it is.
But that's the thing, though. Now they teaching you, you know, jump now, and also they done took the 15-footer out the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't even shoot a mid-range no longer. They say that that's analytically a bad shot.
Yeah. But to me, in the league, most of the good players or the great players are the guys who can hit the 15-foot. Like, yeah, they trying to say it's a bad shot, but the guys that I feel like the Jimmy Butlers, the Kawhi Leonards, the LeBrons, them guys that can get them 15-footers off, them are the ones that's all the best players to me. Like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Monster.
He shoot threes, he in and out, but he kills them in that 15-foot range. And like he go to work. So the guys who really can hit the 15-footer, can hit the 14-footer, the 18-footer, them are the guys that to me are the best players.
But, you know, it takes away from the game, the creativity. If you tell me I'm only supposed to take 2 shots, if it's not a layup and if it's not in the paint, it has to be a 3-pointer. So what happens if the defense plays off of me and now that shot is there, and if I take it, I'm coming out the game if I miss?
Yeah. You got to be favored in the organization.
You already know what it is.
You got to let you do what you want to do, or you better not miss them if you take them.
Hey, I remember I played with Rick Carlisle. I missed 2 games in a row. I'm coming up out the game. I don't care if I got 2 steals. I don't care if I got 2 rebounds.
But even him, you see, he had to adjust.
Yeah, he
because
has.
he's an old school coach. He said on that his principles until he couldn't sit on his principles no more, and he had to let it go and adjust to the new game. You know what I'm saying? You had to adjust to what's going on. Like all them old ways you used to coach, all them times that them hard training camp. Like man, the cats ain't even doing 2 days. They ain't doing no 2 days at training camp. They ain't coming in there twice at training camp. At least our first 2-3 days was 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different game. It's a different era. So like I said, I love basketball. I'm not hating on it. It's just certain things that I wish was still with it. There's certain things that I love. You don't really see guys blocking shots how they used to. Like you don't see the really physicality until you really get
Paint
to the
presence.
playoffs.
Paint presence. You don't see paint
Yeah,
presence no longer.
They ain't no more true centers no more. I believe that it's not the same. Like you know what I'm
You know
saying?
how hard it is to go coast to coast and get a dunk or a layup back in the day? Like,
That ain't
no,
happening.
I see cats do that shit like 4-5 times a game. Like, damn, you got the rebound dribble down and dunk that? Nah, not with that 7-footer down there, you would. And
Yo,
them guys was strong. I'm talking about, you used to have guys out there, Oakley, Mace, man, all these, man, they wasn't moving. I'm talking about strong as an ox. Like, wasn't moving. I remember I was bagging Oakley up and I'm hitting him. I didn't move an inch one time, and all he got is that one hand on me, and I ain't move at all. Man, them guys were strong. But
Well, let me tell you. Let me ask you, D. D. Let me ask you. You just named Anthony Mason, and I had an argument with someone, and I said Anthony Mason can play in today's game.
Yes.
And I said he would be good as he was, or even better than he was back then, because he was a power forward, but he had a handle like a guard. And he gonna square you up.
All that stuff, yeah. And today's game, this is what the big man's doing. He actually can play center with no problem. He'll be just as good as the centers out here, because he can move with that handle. He can run up and down. He had this little 15-footer. He attacked like them big shoulders and stuff. Once he get and get you to the bump, you done. You cook chicken.
D Miles, let me I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. Appreciate your time for real, my guy. Doc Rivers, he's coaching the All-Star game. How you feel about that?
I seen that he said he's gonna give his check and all that stuff to Adrian Griffin. I think that's a solid one for him. It's nothing he can do. Like, if that's what it is, if the team is one, I understand why the Celtics coach, because they the number one team in the East. I didn't understand why they didn't get the whole coaching staff going to All-Star, but I don't really got no problem with it if that's what they chose to do. He's in the position, so you can't take away from him. I feel like the solid thing about it is like, man, look, I ain't gonna even accept all the perks and stuff from it. Like whatever check and whatever stuff I'm getting, I'm sending it to my man Adrian Griffin. I thought that was a solid move for him.
That's a fact. And another question, I know you be into the WNBA. What should the NBA do so they can start making more money, the WNBA players?
Man,
that's tough, right?
I would love to take the goal down to 9.5, maybe 9. A little
Let
bit.
them start dunking more.
I think
respect that.
That's the only thing that's missing from the game that you can kind of say is taken away. But like I love the game. I grew up watching women's basketball. Like I had 2 dope girls that went to high school with me. That was monsters. They was going down the state every year. And I used to watch Cappy when she was in high school, and I just always loved the game, and I always followed the game because basketball is basketball. You one of the ones. Some of the games remind me of the men's game, or I can compare a certain player game to another certain player. Like, so I always liked it, but I kind of wish they go 9.5, maybe 9. You'll probably see more highlights. You'll probably see shorter women dunking the ball and all this stuff. But I don't really know. Like, I don't understand why people don't gravitate to the game the way I do, especially the basketball fans, because it really is not the casual fan to me. It's like it's billions of basketball fans. Like that game should be supported. not saying that they should be way higher than the men or nothing like that, but like it's good basketball. Like the moves, the footwork you see, the shots you see, like what these girls doing in college, man. Juju just had 51. And it wasn't 51
nice.
on the weakest team in the conference. That team was number 4. That team ranked number 4 in the country. That's Stanford. That's in Stanford. And this woman had 51 points, and it wasn't like a blowout game. It's a close game. All these buckets count. Like to see her do that, like, and if you really watch her game, her pull up, the way she moved, her triple threat, how she swinging through, pulling 2 dribble pull up, getting all the way to the basket, being patient, man. Like I don't know how that's not exciting to see.
Man, my favorite girl in college basketball. What's your girl name from Iowa? Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. Oh, that's my girl. I'll throw her jersey on any day, man.
Yeah. Like even her, like, man, come on now. She shooting from the logo, and like her, she don't have a bunch of McDonald All-Americans and stuff on her team. She don't have, like, that's Iowa. They don't have McDonald All-Americans coming in there and coming to help her out. Like, no disrespect to her teammates or nothing like that, but the work she's putting in, like,
yeah, she a monster.
I think I seen Cheryl Swoop say that she take 40 shots a game. Like she don't. She take like 22 shots a game. You know,
she's shooting a high percentage as well.
Yeah, she's shooting high percentage. She shoot 22 shots per game. Like I think her highest game was she might have shot a 30-point game, and that's probably one game. Like she be having 30 points with 22 shots, 24 shots. Like she real like
efficient. She's
real efficient. I feel like she's one of the ones that, because of her range and the way she shoot, especially because Indiana got the first pick. Indiana Fever got the first pick. Like Boston came in, made the All-Star team. She was Rookie of the Year, all this stuff. Boston came in and did her work. Like they get that girl, that in and out game, I think they're gonna be something. And I think she gonna translate more than any of the girl. Like Juju just a freshman, so we gotta wait a couple more years for her. But I think she gonna come in and fit right in with them girls.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? I'm gonna put them on the spot after you finish.
No, I'm done, man. D, I appreciate you even coming out here, man, showing love.
You already know.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot before we get you a battle. You gotta give me, if you're going into a game, give me a top 5 plays you taking with you when you going to a war. You going to the hood? You going to the Super Bowl? You going to All-Star game? Who you taking with you? Your top 5 plays with you.
To just go or to play with me?
To play, like y'all gotta go up against the best.
Got your 5.
You taking your
bringing
5.
your 5 to the gym.
Who are 5 you bringing with you?
I'm bringing Mike and Kobe. I'll play the 3. I'm definitely bringing Mike and Kobe. I'm bringing Shaq with me. And if it's today's game, I'll have LeBron with me. If it's back in the day game, like, man, I'm a big ticket fan, man. I rock with KG. The reason I wear 21 is because of ticket. Like, I could see myself in him, you know. So when I was coming up in high school, he was my guy. So if it's back in the day game, that power forward would be big ticket and Shaq. If it's today's game, I probably have LeBron or Durant right there with me. So probably me, LeBron. I put me, Kobe, Mike, LeBron, and Durant, and Shaq.
You, Kobe, and Mike, y'all already winning. That's cheating right there in itself.
I gotta go with them guys.
That's what it is. That's what it is. D Miles, we up at it, man. Appreciate you, my G. Knuckleheads podcast. Much respect. You know what it is, my guy.
Yeah, anytime, man. Peace, King. I appreciate it, man.
That's what it is. We up at it.
Love, family.
The fastest growing podcast up in the world right now, you know. Say word. OnlyFans, real estate, talking in fashion, let them know what's happening.